So I got exactly one thing to say tonight. For context, I've had a lot of conversations with really good humans about what's wrong with the Me Too movement. And best way I got to follow up on this conversation is this. It's called Dialogue and Art. Drum-fueled and sound waves by generations of blood learning to roar, skating a rapid cycle figure eight between too sad and too angry. Days later, months later, years later, I am still standing at the challenge point of this hard conversation, wondering what the fuck to say. You say, you see a warrior in the shape of the skin. Yes, yet every step I take these days is only the first, and the samurai who passed down this sharpest edge of no sword. They taught those who taught me how. Yet somehow, in the humble, wakeful witness of discomfort of some honest soul grappling with past choices and present revelations, looking for the line, I've again walked away, feeling prickly and distinctly incomplete. Warrior's Blade says, I've been here before. Beginner's Mind says, first time, every time. And as the slow rumble of embodied understanding translates into language, I see sometimes listening is speaking, and you made explicit welcome to hard compassion. So with respect for all creatures involved, I'll speak plainly. I won't explain, defend, attack, or retreat. I will stand with my sword at your throat and yours at mine. I will look you in the eyes and I will speak. First, a clarification. #MeToo Part 2. What I did not tell you is I was ripped from a nightmare, paralyzed and pained by the raping of my body by some stranger that I could not see nor shake in that split second, broken mirror, shocked, silent, and no sure nor assured was I even awake, and in that state there was but one hand to take, dissociate. The curtain drew and I slipped through into the dark, cold hold of sleep. So when asked what the goals of this movement are, this survivor's rising tide, I can say, for one, that no one need explain to that brazen naked ass still there in the morning that it wasn't just bad sex. For two, dismantle the military-industrial complex of conditioning, internalized, brutalized, and televised to numb minds with scrubbed lies to identify with a paradigm in which anything like that could ever be okay for anybody involved, let alone ever be called sex. For three, the goal, lofty as it may be, that no one ever has to experience the violation, desecration, detonation, infiltration of their sacred fucking temple. See, I found mine in fire, but I neither boast nor deny that I had the freedom, cost, and privilege of choices I know were not given to all. So when I hear the call, and I have the chance, here I stand, sword in my hand, Tyler Durden letting it land that you have it too. This shit belongs to all of us. And this movement's not exclusion, it's me too, you too, us too. And you Dear friend, who are so thoughtful and steady of heart and ready to ask good questions and suss out the lessons and investigate exceptions, occlusions, corrections, you say it's flawed. Well, sure it is. But first you tell me, before those hammers started falling, what was taken down the wall? Because I'll admit I was one of the witches who made it my business to burrow underground and shovel messages, vestiges of code map treasures wrested from the breast of oneness, who knows there ain't no traumatized storylines of relentless apartheid can override the blazing, breathing truth in our hides that what's whole is whole. And everything there is and ever was and will be, we've all got inside. I live my path on both sides of that wall, so I know how far down it goes, and I know who's guarding it with crossbows, and I'm telling you that the tide busting through the gate is the best one we've got to date. And yeah, the flaws. Like all of evolution, they're not asking for detractors, they're begging solutions. We need make no more monsters, and fashion no more masks. We need self-named survivors. We need really good hacks. We need listeners and discourse. We need willingness to ask, may I be of service? May there be benefits to my purpose. You with wakeful skin and changeling heart, you of willingness, discourse, and art. I ask you this at mercy's edge of steel. Simply dismiss all complaint. Decode the matrix of what you feel. I see your instrument is stuffed with bug fixes and can sense the mechanism and upgrade the system. So look, if you fear the specter of arrogance, if you are suspicious of disenfranchisement, find its program inside and deactivate it. Then you can share with us the code hack, just by living in the truth that you want reflected back. Shit, that's all I ask. Do your work and see me doing mine. Let me hold you accountable and please hold me to task. There is not a single soul alive whose conversation this is not. The goal is consent, which requires real freedom. And we start with what we've got.